you want to see Ilia and Paddy, or do you want to see Ilia and Arman?
Arman's interesting because he's rich.
But is that interesting? Like, is that interesting?
Do you think coins gonna bust out of him when he gets knocked down? Pling, like Sonic.
Gold coins just bounce out of him like Sonic.
Like, I want UFC to bring me back for the White House card to fight Conor McGregor instead of Michael Chandler. I'll cut the 170 for that.
Hey, Mike is like, I need a BKFC fight. I need a dirty boxing fight. I need a UFC fight. I'll fight you behind the 7-Eleven. Dana has to kind of take control of like these matchups, man. Until the last card, like nobody was finishing anybody. Like he's got to take control of that.
We need an American champion. That's not John Jones.
Sean Brady is maybe our only shot.
No, out of here, dude. What the?
Jesus.
Go through the rankings.
No offense to Sean Brady.
Woo! OverDogs podcast, baby. We're back in his house for Shizzo. And big things coming. We had a lot of signings at DBX, Dirty Boxing. We signed Rosenstrike to the company and his future opponent, the Wolf, Rob Perez. We had some other signings as well. Saldana and... there were others.
Nick, there were a bunch.
Yeah, it was like eight signings, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So now Cleveland, Stanonik, and Ricky Banderas. Banderas. Ricky Banderas. Is that Zorro?
You know what I mean, Mike. I know. But yes, Banderas.
Lots of signings. So, DBX3 is coming soon. I believe we have possibly locked down a date. And, we'll be heading back to South Florida and having another blast out there. So I'm looking forward to that. That's coming soon. We'll be announcing. And then, there's other things before I guess.
I know it's been beat to death, but like, how good was Ilia?
Dude. Yeah, you weren't here on the last pod. Bro,
no, I wasn't.
Yeah. So, what did you think, dude?
Bro, I've watched it back like 20 times, I think.
We posted a clip on social just a minute ago. Let's just ask both of you that. Do you guys think, he's maybe going to do the Conor McGregor speed run better? Do you think he'll be bigger, Bagz?
I don't know, and I always talk about this. Like, I don't know how the foreigners do in comparison with native English-speaking people when it comes to star power, because Spain's not a huge country, right? Like, you need to capture, like, that American audience, and Conor did a great job of that. The American audience is, 350, 370 million people. And I've always been confused as to why the Portuguese guys don't, like, instantly learn, like, good English. Like, Pereira can still barely speak English. Like, think about what a star he'd be if he was, like, fluent in English. Ilia's starting to become much more fluent in English. But I think a lot of these guys would have much more star power and much more draw if they could speak English fluently. Just my opinion.
Well, I think that the fact that they don't speak English helps them tremendously. They cannot respond to shit. And they're like, I don't care. They look at you and they're like, chama. Like, what? Like, what are you saying? Or like, chama or no chama. Like, that's all you get. And it's like, I don't have to act like Pereira probably speaks. He probably understands and speaks it perfectly. But he's making everybody think that he doesn't know a thing. When a guy that smart is definitely knows some stuff.
I've never told. Go, sorry.
No, you good. Don't be sorry.
I've never told this story on here, but dude, I have a specific story just about that. One time, me and my friend, we picked up Alex Pereira, who was coming to an event at my previous job, and we picked him up from the airport at like 3 a.m. with his two sons. He was hungry, and so my friend was translating for us, but he wanted to go get food. And so we were asking him, like, well, what do you like? He does know some English because he likes Panda Express. And when I was like, what do you like there? And then my homie translate to him, and he looks at me and he goes, orange chicken. And so he knows some. Sorry, but that was funny. We ended up going to Waffle House in Orlando at 3 a.m. with his two sons. That was
Waffle
cool.
House is the shit, though.
I used to go to Waffle House with John out there in Albuquerque.
Yeah, the one on Tramway.
Probably. Probably. That was good times out there, man. I'm going to see Conor at the Champion Summit. If he's there. We'll see if he's there, but, you know, they might just need me out there. I don't know, but I'm going. I'm looking
All
to
right,
have
are we
some
going to get
fun.
an announcement at this Champion Summit? Please?
I'm telling you. I would
Please?
love to. I'm sure we have to, but I don't know when this shit's coming out. But you know, it's premeditated. It's premeditated. I'm trying to catch a charge. I'm trying to hit somebody. I'm so tired of the disrespect.
When is that, by the way?
Thursday.
This Thursday?
Yep.
Oh, shit. Where at?
Hard Rock Holly.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Gonna be a good time. Get out there. Should make some announcements. Should have some fun. Should start a scuffle. Where's the, you know, Julian Lane, man? Shout out to him, man. He did that got us both mad attention for the fight, and we fought each other. And I beat him up. And then, you know, now I need to either do that, throw something at somebody, or I'm not throwing shit, I'm throwing punches. That's what I'm doing. I'm throwing punches at everybody. So pay attention to the bare knuckle Champion Summit.
If you want to show up sharper, stronger, and more dialed in, it starts with what's flowing through your veins, which is why you need to check out the VINIA Double Dose Chews. These aren't your average supplements. Each chew gives you 2 full doses of VINIA's patented red grape cell nutrients designed to support your body's natural production of nitric oxide, which is key for blood flow, oxygen, and nutrient delivery. This stuff is made for athletes. The chews are informed, sport certified, which means every batch is tested and trusted for clean sport. No banned substances. And here's what matters. 0 stimulants, no caffeine, no sketchy blends, just plant-based fuel that works for your body. Right now, listeners of OverDogs get 10% off their first order. Go to www.vinia.com/overdogs and use the code DOGS10 at checkout. That's vinia.com/overdogs, code DOGS10.
You know, I'm ready. I'm so tired of the just BS. Speaking of BS, there's a lot of BS on Love Island. It's just true. It's just so true. It's so true. Go from bare knuckle to Love Island. It's so true.
Dude, this one pissed my girlfriend off too. Like, bro, this is a psychological CIA case study or something,
slurs
bro.
getting people thrown off the show after the first episode or before the first episode. They had a girl in the lineup of the show for the intro, and she was not in the first episode. Kicked her off right away because they had found old footage of her saying racial slurs. Then, throughout the whole show, this one girl who was favorited to win with her man, Sierra and Nick, Sierra said that she gets Botox because her eyes look, and they said that that's a racial slur. And I just had never thought of that or heard of that before. So, and when they kick people off the show, you just don't even hear about them anymore. Like, it's like they never existed. They disappear. And the guy, her man, you would think that through endorsements or whatever, that possibilities he could get things by leaving with her, sacrificing that time on television and staying in it to get the money, or not to just get the money, but be in the relationship. There was opportunities there. He chose to stay on the show, and now he's getting with this girl, Olandria. Oh my God, I'm so distraught. Like, the show, it just hurts.
That show is designed to piss you and your girlfriend off. Like, it really is. It's Bagz is like, I don't even watch that.
I know. We're supposed to be giving sports breakdowns, but it's like relationship sports.
Yeah, it is. It's Squid Games of relationships, actually. I think that's actually a pretty accurate analogy I just came up with.
Yeah, I'm glad Mac is here with me.
What do you think about Jake beating Cesar Chavez Jr. and then him being like right after? That's pretty wild.
It's a Family Guy episode.
They made Jake number 14 ranked in what division? Heavyweight division?
Cruiserweight
division.
Which is
right.
what, 200?
No, 195
195?
to 200 maybe, I guess.
But apparently a bunch of people got pissed off, and now they're like going to go back and I guess discuss it at some kind of boxing summit, whether he should be ranked or not. But it's like, if you already ranked him, what are you going to do? Go back and take it away? Then you look dumber.
Yeah.
Like, just leave him there. Then make him fight somebody within the 5 guys of him.
Yeah.
When I fought Jake Ellenberger, he was ranked number 11
Oh my
in
God,
the
that
UFC, and it was during the switch from the old owners, the what were their names? Fertitas, between the Fertitas and then WME IMG, R. Emanuel. Right in the middle of that switch, I knocked out Jake Ellenberger at number 11. And then they switched. And then they didn't rank me. I did get ranked one time at 14. But when I knocked out number 11, I should have been number 11. But I did fight Ponzinibbio when he was number 8. Luque ended up ranked number 6 or lower even at one time.
But like, how important are rankings at this point, right? Like, I mean, look at Joshua Van. Van just came out of nowhere. He's going to get the title shot. Whether
my guy at Fusion, Chuck or Charles, he beat Van. There's a picture of him punching Van in the face. He like TKO'd him, I think. And then Van already turned around real quick, and he's just shot himself back up to the top.
Was he his last loss? Van's only on like a 4 or 5 win streak.
We've talked about this a little bit, right? Like Dana has to kind of take control of like these matchups, man. Because dude, I mean, until the last card, I thought the Ilia card was so exciting. Honestly, like there's probably like 5 or 6 really, really good fights on that. Then if you go back to the 2 previous cards, it was like infinite decisions. Like nobody was finishing anybody. Like he's got to take control of that. He can't let it get too boring with all the wrestling and.
Well, Johnny Bones,
they're in desperate need of exciting fighters. Like there's no question about it. At least at the top of most rankings.
And that's exactly why Joshua Van's getting ushered to the top.
100%.
Where your rankings don't matter, because at the end of the day, your product needs something, and so you throw all the rules out. So the whole model you've created of like climbing the rankings means nothing if you're in the right situation at the right time. You got the right looks, the right fight style. That's just the way it goes. Yeah.
Well, who makes the rankings? The media?
Yes, like a panel of people.
The
from
media.
The media.
They do the pound for pound, and they do the rankings for like each weight class. Pretty much the media does it. And which it's like the media is a big player in this game of the combat sports industry because, if they want to post you, that, if you're good to them, they get you out there. I remember I had some, I was just talking to them at like some of my last 3 UFC fights. I was just let them have it. Luckily, I'm on the good side of the media now. I get their game more. They do got to be hard on some of the fighters and ask tough questions. That's definitely important. Because the fighters themselves should be able to answer it, or they end up in the middle of it when it's time to fight. They're fighting and they're like going through their head when they should be competing. So, but then there's the commission, which controls a lot of things. So you got media, commission, and then you got the organization itself, which can, especially in the UFC, takes its, like initiative for themselves and for the sport or for the athlete themselves sometimes get a little boost.
They have to, right? Like, I mean, if you're Dana, you have to take control of that. And of course, go ahead.
It makes me wonder what, I was the perfect guy for the boost. They tried to give me a boost, I guess, when I fought Cowboy and Dana's face turned red because he armbarred me. But it's like they didn't see that Cowboy was kind of grooming me, figuring me out. I shouldn't have let that happen. I felt like I could have been that, like they pay some people so much money who got the attention. I know I had the attention, but then it's like I just had to go out the door.
I mean, look, they can give you as much attention as they want, right? But if you don't win, you don't win. Look at Bo Nickel. They groomed him to be like, the next guy, and then he got his head ripped off. And then look at, they let Paddy Pimblett in the cage after Ilia, right? Paddy, Sarukian's still sitting there at number 2. Now Sarukian's all pissed off, but it's like, if you're the UFC, and I saw somebody the other day talking about it, and they're like, look, it's the WWE now, right? Like, you just have to like take and make the matches that make the most sense from a fan's perspective and not really worry about the rankings. But it's true. Like, do you want to see Ilia and Paddy, or do you want to see Ilia and Arman?
We all want to see Ilia versus Islam, but yes,
all 3 of those are good.
Mm-hmm.
All three of those are interesting.
They are,
Armin's interesting because he's rich.
But is that interesting? Like, is that interesting?
Do you think coins gonna bust out of him when he gets knocked down? Pling, like Sonic or something.
Gold coins just bounce out of him like Sonic.
Paddy has the Beatles like.
I'm not mad at the Paddy fight.
And he can talk. And he's a good fighter.
Up. The UK fan base for combat sports blows someone up.
But bro, they showed
right now.
They showed his, like, somebody put up a stat the other day, and I may be off on this a little bit, but it was like his last 3 opponents were like on an 0-13 run.
Yeah, it's something like that,
somewhere around there, right. So then it's like it's impressive what he's done, and I like the guy. I think he's a great fighter. I'd love to have him on the show because I think he's a great talker. He's a great fighter, but at the same time, like, he's kind of being ushered in, like you were saying, Mike, right? Like, guys on losing streaks, etc., like guys that he matches up well against, and the UFC knows that, the matchmakers know that.
But he's accomplished it through them pushing. They give push, and he won. Like you said, you got to win 100%.
You have to win. They can only push you so far, right? And then when you start losing fights, it's like, what else can we do for you? We tried.
See, and as much as MMA tries to be like, or UFC tries to be like a proper sport, in some ways they get there, but then this is when they always fall short. Because, like, imagine, like the Arizona Cardinals were going to play like the Raiders. The Raiders are popular, but you know what I mean? Like the Tennessee Titans or something in a Super Bowl. And they were just like, sorry.
Dude,
but you get what I mean? And like they're like, hold on, we're gonna bring back the fucking this team and this team because this isn't gonna sell. Like, bro, you guys get fucked over as fighters. I mean, we watched the NBA finals this year. Had what Pacers won it for the first time ever, and didn't have very high ratings.
It was Pacers and OKC.
Who am I thinking of? I know, yeah, OKC won.
OKC beat the Pacers.
That's right.
Here's a crazy one. So I see this guy do this little breakdown the other day, and he's like, there's been like 7 trades in, say, the last 20 years where a megastar went to a big city that was going into the playoffs right before the playoffs, okay? Mm-hmm. And if you remember, Luka Doncic got traded to the Lakers right before the playoffs, AD, okay? Luka is a superstar. AD is a ex-superstar, right, with perennial injury issues. There was no way that trade should have happened. Everybody was like, then following that up, with 1.6% chance, they win the number 1 draft pick in the lottery. Okay. So they said, this dude broke it down, and he was like, go back and look at like these 7 trades over the years. Okay. And all 7 that gave up the guy won the number 1 pick the following year in the draft. And there was always a mega stud that was sitting at number 1. And if you look at it for Dallas this year, it was Cooper Flagg from Duke. But I mean, that makes you sit there and it makes you question, right?
They do with it the same way.
Bro,
Like
it's
you're
a
talking about.
multi-billion-dollar business. Like, do we really believe this is all left up to chance? It's a multi-billion-dollar business.
But that goes in exactly what you're saying, though, Bags. You got to show up and win. They'll give you like all like the little set it up as much as they can to manipulate it and give you a shot. And that's why we end up with the Yankees versus the Dodgers last year in the World Series. Like, bro, you know, shit like that.
That's kind of what they did with Ilia.
Yeah, they're giving him all the opportunities because you smoked Charles a fucking goat.
They saw what McGregor did. They told Ilia, they had meetings, they had conversations. Listen, you do it just like this and even better. You learn from the mistakes that he made, and then you do it even better. And he's got Spain. He's doing it everything exactly crazy the same. Like,
Crazy.
It's kind of weird.
Almost down to the stripes.
They had the
like
same
straight up.
tattoos. Like, it is crazy.
Same back tattoo, everything.
But he's doing it. He's pulling it off. So
Oh, look at look at the run he's on.
But then you know, more that happens with some guys who don't ever leave. They stay there in the UFC. The UFC keeps performing them. They keep pushing them.
Yeah.
There's guys that have 30 UFC fights.
Yeah.
You know, I got 15 quick, and
Yeah.
I was learning more about the sport and things. You know, my last 3 fights is like I won a decision finally. Then, you know, I lost 6 decisions in there. And I had 2, you know, my last 3 fights were just decisions against, you know, D-Rod. I should have beat Tim Means, I guess.
I'll guarantee you this, though, Mike. There's been conversations, especially since you exploded in BKFC. There's been conversations in a room with Dana and Hunter and all the guys, right? Where it's like, wish we had Mike back at this point, right? There's probably a lot of guys.
No,
that
they'll never
about.
say that. They'll never say that.
100%.
But they still like me, though.
Yes, because your price tag went astronomical. You came back, they got to pay you triple now. Like it's a harder thing to bring you back.
They got the biggest checkbook.
I know, but they don't like spending it. We know that. We know they don't like spending it. If you showed up, if you sent them an email, same price you paid me for my last fight, I'll show back up. They book you. But they know that's not the case. So the dynamic changed because when you left and you won, you know, King of Violence, you became like the face of BKFC. You come back to the UFC, the price is different now. And they just don't do that. Like, look at them. They're putting on lame cards.
UFC has a star issue right now.
Yep.
They've got just a fun factor issue, right? Because if you look at the top 5 of every division, it's heavily weighted towards like Dagestani wrestlers and jiu-jitsu guys, right? Which is just not exciting for the casual fan. If you go back and watch any of the last like 4 or 5 cards, any cards this year really, it doesn't matter how long, as soon as they hit the ground, the crowd starts booing. As soon as they hit the ground, the crowd starts booing, right? Like it's loud and it's noticeable.
You know what that makes me think? It's exciting when I'm gonna get in. I mean, I do like what I do. Like the bare knuckle shit, hitting people bare knuckle is crazy. And then I've watched 3 of these dirty boxing cards right there ringside, and I'm like, man, I get in there with this rule set and have like a ball, because that's how I fight. I brawl, and you know, that's the whole style in dirty boxing. And there's people
it's exciting, man. I mean, we talked about this with Jairzinho, right? We talked about it a little bit on that show, and it's like you have so many guys. Let's just take the UFC as an example, right? You have all these guys that are sitting there from 5 to 25 in the rankings or wherever that are great elite strikers, but they're just never going to crack the top 3 because they're going to get beat on the ground by the top 3, whether it's Marab or Islam or whoever, right? And it's like, where do these guys go now to really like showcase their specialty, which is striking, which is obviously the most exciting thing that people tune in for. Like, there's no question about it. Look at Max and Gaethje, right? That moment was iconic.
Sports history, yeah.
It just was. If you look at, Ilia really knocking out Volk, and then Max, and then Charles, really, we could look back in 10 years and be like, all 3 of those were iconic.
Well, the Ilia stuff got much more attention than even the Max Holloway versus Gaethje.
It did.
They got 3 million or 9 million or something in like a year, and then the Ilia got 11 million overnight.
Yep. Well, and that goes back to like dude, you think about all the stars from MMA, they all are Portuguese or like American or English speaking. We don't really have a ton of Spanish speaker superstars.
No,
I mean, we had Brandon Moreno. There are some. I'm not saying
at one time there was like 3 Mexican champions at one time between men and women, right? And then they all dropped off, lost, and then there hasn't been one again.
Speaking of which, who's gonna be the American?
That's
First of all, they've been saying it, and I'm like, well, at least Kayla's there, but they're saying, where's the guy?
Where?
Yeah, they're all in the NFL.
Mac, who is he? Who's the next male UFC superstar?
Joshua Van. Well, he's not American though. Is he? He's from Myanmar.
Is he look? Where's he from?
He rocks a Myanmar flag. He might, but I consider that dude. He's from Texas.
You talking about Myanmar?
Myanmar, yeah. However you say it.
I thought I don't know. I thought he was like Filipino or something. I don't know.
No, he's from Myanmar for sure. Let me see. Burmese? So Burma. He is American. He was born. Let me find out where he's born. He's American though.
Like I want UFC to bring me back for the White House card to fight Conor McGregor instead of Michael Chandler. What weight are they doing? I'll cut the 170 for that.
Hey, Mike is like, I need a BKFC fight. I need a dirty boxing fight. I need a UFC fight. I'll fight you behind the 7-Eleven later tonight around 10 p.m. I don't give a shit.
They've been dicking me around, bro. Been yanking my chain.
Okay, wait, real quick. Going back to your question, Bagz.
I want to know, like, who's the next American superstar?
There's not, superstar and title winner is different.
Is Piper gonna make something happen?
No, not with I'm saying for 2026. Who is it? Sean Brady is maybe our only shot.
No, at a male. God, a year, dude. What?
Jesus.
Go through the rankings.
No offense to Sean Brady.
Is it Gable Stevenson?
Well, but that's a Hail Mary, bro. Because like you look at that, there's not a male, like a man, American male in any top 5 that's hasn't lost their shot already. Like we're boys.
I mean, we've talked about this a million times on the show, right? Like, who's up next for Mike? They're not going to find somebody for Mike. Who's up next, right? Do you do a in-house, homegrown talent? Everybody's like, oh, Mundell will wipe your ass, and it's like, bro, I beat his ass in UFC, and he had all of his weapons. How the f is he going to beat me in BKFC now?
Well, and then he just won the other week.
His last fight in Albuquerque sucked.
Yeah, dude, no one was like, oh, dude, we got to get Mike to fight this guy. Like, no one he just fought. No one gave.
Nah. I wonder who they bring. The other one I want to see is like who they bring in for Big Ben.
Second time I said I'll knock him out a third time and actually get paid for it this time. Second time I knocked him out was supposed to be $5,000 winner take all. And then they called me the next day after I knocked him out again and said, we told Dave we'd give him $1,000. And okay, but I wanted to know, did he know that? Did he know that they were going to give him $1,000?
Hilarious though, if BKFC pays Mike $1 million to knock out Mundell when the UFC paid Mike $5,000. Like what the?
That sounds really bad. That sounds terrible when you say it that way.
Crazy.
It wasn't UFC.
Let's have Mike knock him out again, but instead we'll pay him $1 million.
Yeah.
Fucking nuts.
Go, dude. Get the money.
Get the money, baby.
Well, how was New York? What happened in New York? Where have you been, Josh?
You talking to me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You went to New York.
New York went great, brother. New York went great.
Awesome.
Phenomenal.
Awesome.
So I think we're gonna have some announcements here soon on that kind of stuff. I don't want to dig in too much on that on the podcast, but yeah, we'll have some announcements there. I would say within the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Tell Yoel I said what's up, man.
Bro, that painting behind you is so fucking sick.
Yeah, shout out Matt Crest, man, part of the
And
Crest
so is the
collection.
tiger. I saw you post 4th of July party at your house with Philly and them, and the tiger was in the background. That was fire.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I love my art. Now we have a piano. It's beautiful in my front room. Me and Lyoto Machida have the same house.
Really?
Phil drove me past his house the other night. He was like, Lyoto's right here. I was like, that's the same house. I was texting Phil today. I said, if I knew what Lyoto spent on his house, I'd probably cry.
You're damn right. Again, because everything's rising in price, right? He probably spent half of what you did on your house.
Yeah.
Because real estate's gone up, the dollar value's gone down. That's kind of what I've been trying to explain is like everything goes up except the dollar.
Well, now I have a beautiful, stunning house.
Yeah.
For sale. And I put it on the market for $10,000 less than I bought it for. And I ain't got a hit in 2 months.
I hate to tell you, buddy, but you're going to have to lower the price.
It's a beautiful, stunning home. It's gorgeous inside. And I hate that word, but for a house, gorgeous
is a fine word.
Gorgeous is not a fine word. It sounds like gargantuan. When a person tells me on Love Island that someone is gorgeous,
everything ties back to Love Island.
That's a big ankle having ass bitch right there. She's a gargantuan because gorgeous is not a pretty word. But for a big, beautiful, stunning house can be fat. P-A-T.
I get what you mean. Yeah, she's gorgeous. Yeah, I wouldn't, because gorging yourself with food. Yeah, I get what your point is. But dude, here, peep this. So the other day, I take the puppies are like at age to rehome now, and so I found a guy in Albuquerque that wanted to take one of them. So I take him over there take her over there, and I'm meeting him. We're talking and everything, and he's a super cool guy. Works for the. He has this big house at one side of Albuquerque. And he's asking what I do, and I'm like, oh, it's hard to explain what I do sometimes, and I don't want to ever sound like a flexer. He knows who Mike Perry is. He's seen clips of the podcast. He's all pumped. He's like, you know Mike Perry? You're the one that does that podcast? Yeah. And so we were talking about his house then, because he was like, I bought this house he got it for $200K, 2-story big-ass house, and then it's now worth almost $400, like you're saying, Bagz. And that was just a couple years ago. He's like, there's neighbors buying this, renting it next to me. I'm just going to, like, what the I got this for $200K. But anyway, it was funny. I was like, dude, Mike's having the same issue trying to sell his house in Florida. And he was like, dude, I can't imagine scaling it up to that, like what he's going through. But it was funny. I gave one of the dogs to a person that's a huge fan of you.
Thanks,
what if they
man.
Max dog?
See, and that is a possibility, and that's something. That's why I showed up, and we clowned around for a while. He's a cool guy, dude. He's a cool guy. Shout out to that guy if he's listening. I hope Kuma's good. But dude, that small world, dude. He had no idea. He was all
a boy or a girl?
A girl. They were all girls.
Yeah, she breeding.
Yeah, I got 2 still, but anyway, it was cool. Yeah, one of the puppies went to someone who's a fan of the show and fan of Mike Perry.
Hey, somebody in Texas gave me my dog, Platinum, when me and Latori got together. In Lubbock, Texas. I went out there, and then this guy was going to give her a German Shepherd because she had a German Shepherd, and he passed away. And so we got a puppy at 5 weeks, German Shepherd, and we've had him ever since.
Platinum the king.
And he's a great dog, man.
Hell yeah.
Life has beautiful things. It has disgusting things that these other sick, people really suck, man. Like
they do.
They take things and they want to ruin them because everyone else is enjoying it, and they're like, well, if
they get greedy.
If I can't enjoy it, then I'm gonna ruin it because they're sick and demented, twisted, disgusting, gargantuans. That's what they are.
Gargantuan. Now I'm not gonna look at that word the same.
Yeah, good, because it's what people say about women that they, as soon as you see them, you're like, oh, instead of saying, oh my God, you're so beautiful, you're like,
you're a gargoyle.
Oh, you're so gorgeous.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. Like, I don't use that word either.
Oh, he's not right. It's so wrong. It's so wrong.
Oh, she's so gorgeous. She looks like that Star Wars slug.
Like Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba the Hutt. Oh, she's so gorgeous.
Ooh, I got a question here. I was gonna ask Dan. It looks like we're probably not getting Dan, but hey, Garrett, if you could pull this up, dude, just search Rod Tang's nephew on Twitter. Pull this video up, and I want to get Ice Bagz and Mike's take on this, because this was a perfect question I had queued up for Dan, because Dan loves the violence. I want to see what he thinks about this, because this is two kids going Muay Thai hardcore.
Josh never scrubs. You could
Rod
scrub.
Tang's nephew. Let me see.
We could come back when the right time is, and then
Garrett, I DM'd it to you on
I gotta
Twitter.
hit up Sean O'Malley. We gotta get somebody on. Who else did we say this episode we should have on? Paddy. I gotta reach out to Paddy. Let me say what's up to Paddy. The little snake in the grass. He'll be on. We need an American champion. That's not John Jones. That's not John Jones. Holloway walking out to Lil Wayne, or not Holloway, excuse me. Poirier walking out to Lil Wayne for his retirement fight. To be at the level, to be at this level that your career, your whole career is being looked at for its great moments, and then, you get a fight that you're calling your last fight. To be at that level, you've had so many fights, and then you're like, I'm literally calling my retirement fight. Like, I kind of never wanted to do that. I just always wanted to be like, if I have to slap somebody up, man, I'm gonna do it. So, but to be like, yep, this is my last one. Yeah, I like to jack other people up and get paid for it though, and got to keep building since I keep spending. I keep spending like a brick house, boy.
All right, peep this. Yeah, there it is.
Yo, the little kids in combat sports have been getting so good and creative.
Bro, look at these kids, though. These kids crap. Look at that. He's dropping his ass with a check left hook. He's just going to the bank with that left hook, dude.
That's good for him, man. I want to see his right hand.
That's left. That's lead left
I
hooks.
want to see his right.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah. Me too.
He's just throwing left.
He's
good.
catching him with it, though. If it works, don't fix it.
Wow, where's the right? Go to right, bro. Got no right hand. Oh, my God.
Mike's critiquing it.
So what's
Let
your
that
question?
kid fight, man. Let that kid fight. Let the other kid fight.
Yeah.
DBX prelims.
What's your question, Mac? Like, do we approve of this?
Oh, yeah, dude, because people do not approve of it here in America, where it's very common.
I got no problem with that right there. It's in a controlled environment.
Yeah.
Right? They got gloves on. They got a ref obviously stepping in and protecting them. I got no problem with that whatsoever.
Yeah. What do you think, Mike?
What about you, Mike?
I mean, I don't want my son going in there.
See, that's what I want to dig at. Like, see, what's that about? Like, why? I mean, we've talked about this with you, Mike, but for the podcast.
Because I want my son to hit mitts and train and no contact for 18 years, or until he shows me otherwise. I look at him, his 4-year-old self sleeping, and he's like, he's big now. I'm like, fuck, I gotta carry him up the stairs. It's like throwing a body on. I'm like, damn, I gotta carry this little grown boy upstairs, and he's tough as heck. Like, he's been fighting. He was body sparring like his cousin, who's a much older girl. Mm-hmm. And, she's hitting him with some good body shots. Bam, bam. She's tough. And she's catching him with shots, and he just keeps running right into it. I'm like, son, you're just running into the punches, and you're not. There's no
He's just like his
counterattack.
dad.
There's no offensive ability. You gotta swing that thing. Like, he's gonna get it, and then he's gonna be a problem to deal with. But I look at Benavidez's son. He's like holding the bag, and then he's uppercutting, slipping, bang, 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 bang. Like, Benavidez's son's already got the skills, and my son, I bet he'll be. He's going to be like me. He's going to be a street fighter. And one day when he finds his power, I'm giving him all the opportunity to do whatever he wants. Play his iPad, play video games, eat food, nutritious stuff. Keep building that physique that him and my daughter both have. They're both little stars with the body already. And, when they go to fight, I know Ocean has my chin. I know he does. He has my facial structure. He has my jawline. He looks just like me. Him and Audie both. He's got to build the offensive power. I just don't want him to get hit until I feel like he's smart. He's too wild to be smart right now. He's too little and he thinks he knows shit. I'm like, bro, you got at least 10 more years before 2 + 2.
See, and that's what I'm trying to get at, Bagz, with that. Like, it's so frowned upon in Western society of like letting the kids fight, where if they got big gloves, it's okay. But I get if it's my son, I'd be a lot more protective like Mike. But
Yeah,
Mike, let me ask.
look, I had my kids fighting early. Of course, it was like point sparring.
Yes,
They had
that's
headgear on. Totally different thing. But they were hard shots. You know what I mean? And I kept pushing them back out there, right? Like, get back out there, push, and they were both great. Like, my two girls were like 2 of the top 10 in the Southeast.
Hell yeah!
Like, in point sparring, and it was physical, right? It wasn't just like tap and you're done. It was pretty physical, but at the same time, like, that's another level, right? I mean, those kids are like.
If you saw your daughter get dropped 3 times back to back, towels going thrown.
Yeah,
No.
then I'd start to question it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm like, get back up.
Yeah, if they're getting dropped, if I went far enough to put them there, you're gonna let them go.
100%.
Okay,
100%.
there we go.
You're gonna let them go.
Now, dudes in America that get mad and hurt about that, and your kid boxing with what looks like 12 to 16-ounce gloves, are the same ones that put your kids in Yaffle or Little League football.
Yeah.
That's what to me.
I
agree.
played Little League football.
Look, I got a bunch of friends that are pro football players, and they're like, my kids will not play with pads and a helmet until they're like 12 or 10. You know what I mean? They don't want them having that head-to-head contact, which is understandable. You got a developing brain, all that stuff that goes into it, completely understandable. And if you look at like head trauma, obviously CTE has become like a mainstay since 10 years plus ago, and it's very prevalent in boxing and football. MMA, it's not nearly as prevalent, to be honest. People make jokes about it, like Mike makes jokes about it, right? But like, it's not nearly as prevalent in a UFC fighter or an MMA fighter as it is in a boxer or a football player. I watched a study one time. They did, dude, I'm so old. It was 60 Minutes, right? Nobody even watches 60 Minutes anymore. And they went to Duke University and they put sensors on their helmets and they had them like take off. You know who on the football field has the most damage brain-wise?
Lineman?
The lineman.
Yeah, that's my little brother.
Every time, bam, it's a 30 mile per hour car crash. Bam, 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 over and over again, right? Like, that's where your damage is. You get serious like career-ending issues, injuries at like running back, receiver, whatever, because they take like a hit. But
Antonio Brown type hits.
It's normally not like a head hit. If you look at Tua, he's taking some head hits, right? But that's not really as frequent. It's the guys that take these just rapid bang bang bangs over and over that like have life sustaining issues, life sustaining like injuries.
Yeah. My little brother played. He was a star lineman, center. He played a little bit of everything, but that dude went head first in the line, like put two guys on him. He was built completely different than me, but he looks like a corn husker. But dude, he stopped playing before even high school, and he still talks and has always talked about starting to get headaches when he was a little kid.
I played football for the Nebraska Cornhuskers when I was a kid. It's true. I swear to God, it's true. I was the only white kid on the team. I have pictures. I have pictures. Only white kid. All these kids, there's like 50 of us, and then there's my little dot in the middle. And but there was. I was gonna say, I don't know about the kids or. I was gonna say that there's tons of young ones who do amateur boxing.
Mm-hmm.
I remember meeting kids that had 150 fights in amateur boxing, and
that's wild.
They can't even talk, dude.
Nah.
Can't even.
I mean,
talk.
you can't start hitting someone in the brain when they're still learning how to talk. I would think. But again, I'm kind of with you guys. Like, put someone in that.
But then there's other kids. Like Josh wasn't here when we talked to Dan Hendo.
Yes.
Hendo's been in some of the most violent shit, but I guess he stayed on the right end of it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't let that shit happen to him. He either did it to people, or if he took losses, he protected himself at all times, and that calm.
But I think it's been proven at this point, right? Like getting knocked out,
getting shut off is way better than getting pounded.
Off than taking 75 rabbit punches to the head.
Okay.
Have you guys ever?
Who you're talking to right now?
Yes, we know, Mike, but you're built different. I think that's been. You're all there. We've been there. But have you guys? We've talked about this, Mike. Have you guys? What's your theory on why people get knocked out? Because science doesn't really know, and one of the leading examples of why people get knocked, or theories, is that it's your body essentially. I think it's just gets rocked, right? And like it's recalibrating, rebooting. But one of like the evolutionary standpoint theories about it is the fact that when you're getting mauled by like a bear or any type of wild animal, something that'll really bad, they'll leave you alone if you die or pretend to be dead. So evolutionary, we evolved to be hit in the head and then play dead. And even when your ego or your fight or flight, whatever it is that's keeping you going, it shuts you off to take like the best path of statistically like surviving. Like if you just play dead to a bear. So do you get what I'm saying? I didn't explain that perfect. Bad gets what I'm talking about.
No, I totally get it. It's interesting.
Yeah, so it's your body just saying like, oh, I'm dead. Don't. What do you guys think it is?
I've been knocked out and then wake up and you're still in the fight, and then you win, and then I win the fight. Like,
there you go.
Mike, you told us a story one time. You told me a story one time about how you got knocked out and then you're back in the locker room, and when you woke up, when you came to,
I just got here.
You're like, all right, let's go, boys. And they're like, no. Like, the fight's over. You're like, no. We're just about to get in there. Let's get it.
Yeah, it happens, I remember I was talking to Phil, and then we talked about it again on the 4th of July, and I remember talking to Phil on the phone after his fight. I was like, man, you got the win. That's what's up. I heard it was like, a little battle back and forth. Or I asked him, like, do you feel like you got hit? We were talking about CTE and shit. Like, do you think, there was any damage and this and that? And he's like, no, nothing more like than sparring. So then we get off the phone, and he's like, no, like, it was all good. Everything was good. I smoked that guy. And then in comments, people were like, oh, it was a comeback fight. And Phil was like, I don't know what y'all are talking about. I killed that dude. He had nothing for me. And then I open Instagram, and I see this video on ESPN of Phil getting knocked down with a pretty good couple punches. He got hit, wham, and he like went down, and he's on the ground. He's like, oh, and then he like tucked him in, and he's like starting to do his jitsu. And I'm like, I just talked to him, and he said, nah, it was nothing. And then he was like, no, I don't even remember that. It was
See, people think that's ego, and it's straight up. He probably don't remember.
that
He
No.
went
story Josh
autopilot.
was talking about. I was like, it wasn't. It just didn't feel like it was me. It wasn't me. I woke up in the locker room. I had been walking around, and then I'm in the locker room like, yeah, let's go. And they're like, it's over, bro. And I'm like, oh, that wasn't me. I got so much energy right now. This is crazy.
See, but that would be the evolutionary development of that from that theory, bro. Like, you know, it saved you in like a street fight. Saved you because you went out. You're back there. Let's fight. Dude's gone. Threat's gone.
I tell you what,
Sophisticated,
Jose
bro.
Aldo was in that locker room.
Ooh.
Jose Aldo was in that locker room, and he heard me going off the chain, going crazy.
Who was he about to fight?
And I know that he was thinking, I remember that because that happened to him against Conor. But he woke up in the ring and realized, like, I was up in the ring and I was just sitting there like, and then I don't remember till I was in the locker room. But Jose was in the ring and he was like, oh no, and he was like crying and he was like, damn.
Mike, I got a question for you real quick that I have always wondered, but I just want to know the inspiration behind naming your son Ocean.
Super powerful thing here on Earth. It scares me a lot. Drowning in water or like just waves and like what's underneath it, like to withhold all that danger in the water and it still be such a beautiful thing. It's so powerful. Waves could move anything on Earth. It can move energy. It can swallow giant
Controls the
building
climate.
size ships, and we lived by the ocean at the time, and we just went with that name, Ocean.
That's
Ocean
a
Michael
fucking social
Perry.
clip right there, dude. I've always wondered. That's deep. That's dope. All right, let's move on.
That's my guy.
Let's go, Mike.
Yeah, I wish I did that with Audi too. Like to me, I love Odyssey's name, and it's spelled different than I say it. But you know, I try to do that for my daughter. But
I've just always wondered that why you named him
he's
Ocean.
such a beautiful. It's like Ocean's a little riptide. That's what he is. He's a little swallow.
The riptide.
Just get me, just sucking me
Rip
underwater. I'm like blah blah. I can't breathe. Audie is just a beautiful little angel.
That's awesome, dude. I've always wondered that. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
All right, Mac, you want to go first?
As far as this goes,
Yeah.
is this strikes? Oh, this is just normal.
This weekend?
Yeah, this is this
Yeah,
weekend.
it's this
so we
weekend.
got.
I'm going to be in Nashville this weekend, so I may have to piss off Margaret and go watch it.
Uh-oh. Okay, so we got Derrick Lewis versus Teixeira. Teixeira's looked really good. Derrick Lewis obviously needs to bounce back. Plus 225, he's always one punch away. And then you got Stephen Thompson at plus 300. Who do you guys got? Like, obviously, Bonfim and Teixeira are people with upward trajectories, new to the game, fighting two well-known established stars of the sport that can turn the tides back with one kick or one punch at all times.
I remember being there when Derrick Lewis fought Volkov.
Oh, dude, the most legendary. My balls was hot.
Comeback.
Yes,
Such
keep going.
comeback. Such comeback, man. It was there. We were jumping up and down. It was crazy. This kid, Teixeira, tough last name. He's been beating people up. He's younger. You never know what you're going to get with Derrick Lewis, so it's really hard. But, like, you know, you could put $10 on a parlay of Derrick Lewis versus Stephen Thompson, and, you know, maybe you get something out of that.
One of the biggest parlay I ever hit, it was an 8-leg parlay, and the last leg was Derrick Lewis versus Volkov. So I was watching that entire fight going, God damn it. God damn, and he knocked him out. I won
Wow.
1,900 on like $20.
Bro,
It's the
an
biggest
8-leg parlay that finished on that fight right
on
there.
that fight.
Where the rest, I literally watched this today, and his coaches are like, bro, you're down 0-2. Like, there's no other way to look at this. You got to knock him out.
And then,
you
like,
have
dude,
to
with
knock
like a
him out.
minute left, he just gets serious and just knocks him out. That was the biggest parlay I ever hit, and that was the final leg. Yes, sorry.
That's hilarious.
I I just feel like these numbers are pretty big. Easy pick for the favorites. Taliesin, Teixeira, Gabriel, Bonfim. They're going to win. You know, Steven's chin has been sus. Or Buckley just hits really hard, I guess. He is a little maniac, but Thompson is one of those guys. It's like he could just come in, be super clean that night. You can't touch him.
Yeah. Bagz, what do you think?
I'm going to say here's my 2 is I'm kind of with Mike right here. Like Teixeira and Bonfim just seems like the right picks.
Yeah.
Obviously why they're heavy favorites. If I had to pick one underdog, it would be Derrick Lewis. I don't think Thompson has it to beat him. So I'll go out of the way here. I'll go Derrick Lewis and Bonfim.
Okay, I'm actually going to pivot a little bit. And Bonfim, Bagz, I'm right there with you. Derrick is the better of the underdogs to take. I'm going to take both underdogs. And not because Stephen Wonderboy gave me my black belt that I still have right here. It's right here. Mike, don't laugh. But I think Bonfim is... I'm not confident in that one. I like the odds. How about that? And then Derrick Lewis, dude, Teixeira doesn't have a track record to show. He wins everything by KO, pretty quick. There's nothing there that tells me Derrick Lewis can't land that bomb. And at plus 225, $20, dude, I'm going Thompson and Derrick Lewis on a parlay. I'll add a couple other people from the card on it. But yeah, I'm going Thompson and Lewis. I could see Thompson edge a decision possibly because people get very frustrated fighting him. All right, let's go number 2.
Mikey, did you pick?
Yeah, I picked.
All right.
Honey, you know what word I like? Stunning.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Good one. Good.
Ooh, like an EKG machine, girl. I'm stunned right now.
So maybe I set up like a 7:00 dinner. Tell her how gorgeous she is, how stunning she is.
Or you could be like, when another girl walks in, you're like, damn, I'm stunned by this gargantuan that just waddled her way in here.
You see that gargoyle over there?
Not you, boo.
Not you, boo. Not you, baby. I would never catch me sitting here with a gargoyle.
Tough times don't last. Tough people do. Here at OverDogs Podcast, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. Give us a comment. Tell us how you feel about the combat sports game or your favorite sports moment of all time, anything like that. We would love to hear it, and we'll talk about it on the next show. So thanks for joining us today at OverDogs Podcast. Mac Malley, Platinum P, and Bagz. We out of here.